Welcome to the City Current Show, powered by Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services.
This show focuses on sharing good news and powering the good in our community. Now here's your host, City Current CEO, Jeremy Park.
Welcome back to the City Current Show, powered by Higginbotham. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We're always honored to bring you inspiring stories of individuals and organizations making a difference and powering the good. And that's why we're honored to be focused on Multinational Memphis. We're joined by their Executive Director, Devin Schniepp. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing well. Well, when you talk about powering the good, we have a lot to dive into, from after-school programs, summer camps, so much more. But let's start with a little background. When you talk about Multinational Memphis, give us a little bit of history and perspective.
Yeah, so Multinational Memphis has been around for nearly 30 years in some capacity. We started underneath a parent organization many, many years ago, and it really started as like a grassroots effort among Southeast Asian refugees being resettled in the Midtown area through Catholic Charities many years ago. And from there, it evolved over time as we saw, I wasn't here then, but as they saw the community needs, what they wanted, and our former executive director, who still works with us, she developed these after-school programs, seeing the need there was to help children with homework and to improve in their academic life and goals. And we also saw the need for adult English classes, expressed from a group of women that wanted to meet. And that's really kind of how the programs developed. And we've just been continuing to, do them the best we can over time, improving them, partnering with schools to really help the kids in the community.
Well, let's dive into how the magic happens. And so you do have the after-school programs, the adult classes for English. So you've got, a lot to talk about. But let's start with the after-school programs. Give us a little bit of an idea of how that works and how the magic happens.
Yeah, so every week we have about 120 kids in and out of here. We operate throughout the school year. We partner with schools here in Midtown and up and down the Summer Avenue area. We have programs happening directly after school from Monday to Thursday. We transport the kids, actually. We have a bus that picks up from schools and brings them to our location. And they're here for several hours, and we go through lots of different activities in the program. We start with making sure they're getting their homework done, so we help with that. We also have a curriculum for reading and math skills to help them practice and improve those skills. We have recreation time, a healthy snack, and we have a heavy emphasis on arts and crafts. That's a really big part of our program as well. As much as we want the kids to have increase their academic success, we also see that there's just, the holistic view. They need a lot of different things to develop in healthy ways. And so the art is really putting in this creative development, and also it's just a therapeutic outlet for them. Just to help with social emotional development. And that's kind of the gist of it. And kids can come to this program who are in kindergarten all the way through 12th grade.
Talk about some of the testimonials, the things that you get a chance to see, because you mentioned it's academic success. So it's the homework help and pouring in on that side, but it's also the character development and the personal success when you look at the arts and crafts, the mentorship, some of those components. So talk about the testimonials and the growth you have a chance to see through the 120 plus, kids that you serve.
Yeah, so I have been here at Multinational for 11 years, which means I've gotten to see kids really grow up and see their success, which, it's a combination of a lot of things. But I think what we hear time and time again is how meaningful this program has been to them, to have a place to be after school where they feel supported and they know they can receive the help that they need. For many of our children and families, there's not someone in their home who maybe understands their homework, whether that's like a language barrier or, the homework is just really hard. So they know that they can come here and get that help. They can get supplies for their projects and really feel that support. We also help kids and their families navigate the school system, like registration and also school transfers if they want to. Just recently, in the last couple of years, I've really gotten to help some rising high school students transfer to these schools that they've thought out on their own, really wanted to for specific reasons. And it's so cool to see them get those transfers and know that the next 4 years, their high school career is going to really set a trajectory for, their academic success beyond high school, and their career goals. So yeah, it's incredible. I mean, every day, every year, I hear kids coming in and out saying how much they love being here, and yeah, it's pretty amazing.
That's awesome. Carry that into the summer camps, because obviously for the youth to not have that lag over the summer where they can continue to be, mentored in the arts and crafts and STEM and like all this that you pour into them as an enriching experience keeps them engaged, keeps them learning, keeps them thriving, the character development, everything that you're talking about. So carry that into the summer camps.
Yeah, so what we hope to do every summer is provide a 4 to 6 week summer camp that's basically a full day, around 8:30, 9 a.m. to a 2:30, 3 o'clock. And in that program, which is really so much fun because we get to spend the whole day with them, we get to expand everything we do in the after school because there's more time. And so it involves the reading practice, the academic practice to hopefully keep their skills, at least keep what they've developed throughout the school year, if not improve it. And then because we have all this time, we do these more in-depth art projects. We do some music and science lessons, and sometimes tie those into like a field trip at the end of the week. We try to take them every Friday to do some type of field trip around Memphis. And also with that, we've been trying to incorporate the program is geared toward elementary age, but we've pulled in some of our middle and high schoolers to be kind of helpers. So there's also this like leadership development there. Part of that we like came from them just saying like they would get sad when they kind of aged out of the summer camp, and they're like, well, can we still come? I'm like, I think so. I think we can figure out a way. So they become helpers, and which is great. They volunteer, they help the younger kids with their art projects. And each year it's a little bit different. We try to be creative. Sometimes with our older elementary students, we go through reading a whole book with them, a chapter book with discussion. For younger kids, the reading part might be practicing sight words, things like that. And then again, like every Friday, getting them to do something out in the community, whether it may just be a fun field trip, but most of the time it involves some kind of educational aspect with it.
Well, when you talk about education, let's carry that over into the adults. And so you mentioned obviously a heavy dose on English and skills and that piece of it, the language. So talk about helping the adults and especially the women.
Yes. So our adult ESL program, which I think it's unique in that it is specifically for women. We keep it only for women because over the years we had an increase of a community of women that really culturally and religiously couldn't be around men. But we also found that keeping it only women developed this sense of community that I think is really special and unique. So not only do we offer 4 levels, sometimes 5 levels of English classes for them with curriculum, hopefully from what I've researched, the best adult ESL curriculum that you can get. And so they go through learning those skills, practicing reading, writing, but also conversation to hopefully build their confidence, advance them to the next level each year, we hope, and help them feel they can navigate life a little bit easier, but also know that they have friendships, they have support. Our teachers usually end up, with these really great relationships and friendships with their students, and oftentimes help them with other things outside of English class, whether that's pursuing like a higher education or helping them figure something out with their kids' school. So there's some layers to it beyond just the English classes.
Talk about on your end the ripple impact, because as you mentioned, community building, bringing the community together, creating powerful relationships, cross-cultural like appreciation, respect, empathy. I think there's a lot of things that Multinational Memphis is doing that in a larger way benefit the community. So talk about that larger impact.
Yeah, I've always seen it like there's the impact obviously for our participants in these practical needs being met through these programs, but we also see multinational as a place that's like this bridge between communities where I have, whether it's staff or volunteers coming in who may not have otherwise known their immigrant neighbors or had these friendships or relationships. And we just see that we're a safe place where everyone from every walk of life, every background, culture, religion can feel welcomed and loved and know that, yeah, they're valued here. And so the people who, and the native Memphis community, people who maybe want to learn more or interact more with people from other cultural backgrounds than themselves, this is a great place to find that community and build relationships and like you said, build empathy and understanding of like other people's experiences.
Yeah, absolutely. Carry that into how can the community help Multinational Memphis? So how can we support Multinational Memphis and your efforts?
Yeah, so a couple of ways. One way is getting involved as a volunteer. We always need help, especially in our after school program, because there's so many kids and we would love to see them getting one-on-one help. So there's a volunteer form on our website to fill out, or people can email me directly. And also, I think the second way being we're really trying to build our donor base. We need financial support, which is the reality of all nonprofits. So especially specifically coming up, we're looking for people to help support our summer program so that we can host these 4 to 6 weeks of summer learning and fun and art all day for these kids. So there's more information about that on our website as well.
Yeah, and I think also too, when you look at just as you alluded to earlier, the transportation, providing transportation, all of that has a cost. And so when you look at being able to uplift the youth and the adults in the community, it takes some money and it takes volunteers. And so it's like, the ability to pour into Multinational Memphis creates that ripple impact, just like we talked about before. So carry that into how can we connect? How can we carry this conversation forward? So mention website, social media, email. Where would you like us to go to learn more and get involved with Multinational Memphis?
Yes. Yeah. So our website, which is www.multinationalmemphis.org. And on there, you'll find links to our Facebook page and our Instagram. And I'm always open for contact. Text me, email me. I think my phone number is probably on the website, but yes, we would love to connect. So we're here for that.
The website again, multinationalmemphis.org. So multinationalmemphis.org, and Multinational Ministries on Facebook, and multinational_901 on Instagram. So many easy ways to connect, learn more, and get involved with Multinational Memphis. Devin Schniepp, Executive Director of Multinational Memphis, thank you for all you and your amazing team do to power the good. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services is proud to power the City Current Show. We're a people-first company that protects what matters most, the families, businesses, and trailblazers that keep our community going. As one of the nation's top independent insurance firms, Higginbotham is a single-source solution for business insurance, employee benefits, HR services, and personal insurance that's customized for you. We're here to serve you, the people you care about, and your community. Call 866-377-1959 or visit higginbotham.com.